Hello and welcome. My name is Kay and I like to tell stories. Mostly they will be true stories, though I might embellish from time to time just to make it fun. Today I wanted to talk about stuff going down in PE when I was growing up. Just little skirmishes and whatnot. Some were more serious than others. I just want to start off by saying I love how much people used to do innocent physical kicks, bumps, or ball hits rather than straight up fist fights in PE. I was just making a free throw and I missed. Oops. I had this happen to me when I was a freshman in soccer. So we're playing in the gymnasium and everything's going okay until this one girl kind of banged into me a little bit more than I thought would be necessary, but I let it go. Whatever. Things can happen. I gave her the benefit of the doubt. But when she went to kick a ball and very clearly missed the ball and kicked me in the shin, I decided, all right, so this is purposeful, and I'm just going to go ahead and get her back in a minute. So I had to wait for my opportunity, but when I did, I went for the ball, came right to me, and I brought my leg back and then hopped over just a little, completely missed the ball and connected with her shin really good. And she was angry. She got outright outraged at this. What, you kicked me? Well, you did kick me a little while ago. And that's the way I felt about it. So kind of smirking to myself, nothing too serious. Right about then, the PE teacher came over to see what this little altercation was that was going on, because group of girls right there, he kind of knew something was up. And he's asking questions. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I accidentally missed the ball, and she missed the ball earlier and kicked me, Sorry about that. Then he dismissed the class. It didn't stop in the locker room. It carried on. It went on for a while. And there were a lot of little things like, I'll kick you so hard you won't sit down for a week. And I'm laughing. I'm like, yeah, you and whose army? About that time, we heard the PE teacher yell in, you girls, shut up in there. I'm still giggling about it, but we had to keep it lower key. Could give her some glares. She gave me some glares. But then we went out of the locker room. We think it's over. No, it's not over because he's waiting out there for us. I want to talk to you too. Okay. So we had to apologize to each other. Oh, I'm sorry I kicked you. I didn't mean to. And she said the same thing basically. Now you two were going to get along and we're not going to have anything further on this. Physical altercations. We're just not going to do that in here. And we went into the hall then, and we had to continue to smile at each other as we're going out the gym. Make it look good. She went one way down the hallway, went the other, turning and still glaring at each other and little low things being said. Anyway, we were more careful and discreet after that. So her name was A, or I'm going to call her A, and we had another incident in a locker room when we were older. I think sophomore, maybe junior year. And I'm just getting dressed, minding my own business, and all of a sudden, she opens up her little tiny square gym locker and pulls out her gym outfit that we had to wear, red shorts and red shirt. She's like, why are these wet? And I glanced over at her, and I'm looking at her, and she picks them up. And then she, for some reason, decided to sniff. She goes, oh my God. And she reached her hand inside the locker, pulled out a vodka bottle. Well, when she last drank the vodka, she didn't get the lid on tightly, and it leaked out all over her gym clothes. Pretty funny, but she wasn't laughing. Of course, I was. It's not funny. Oh, yes, it is. That was a dumb thing to do. So we were kind of at each other's throat again. We carried on this way a bit into the future for the earlier part of high school until a mutual friend of ours, I'll call her S, had her as a friend. I couldn't understand why, but she was my friend also. And one day we were playing badminton in the gymnasium when she said, okay, look, I don't like the two of you hating on each other. A is my friend, she said. And she looked at me and said, and you're my friend. I don't want my two friends not liking each other and being enemies. And I didn't want to do it. And I thought about it a little bit. This girl, she's just so much fun to piss off, really. She's so easy. She had a very quick temper. She made me laugh. I'm not going to lie. I did sometimes provoke just by saying a little something just to give her that angry look on her face. It was a sport to me by then. After I thought about it a little bit, okay, yeah, I guess I can go easy on her now and not provoke her that way, as I did admit that I was sometimes kidding her goat. And that kind of ended that. So after that, we had to be cool with each other. We were never friends, but I would say hi to her if I saw her in the halls. So those were kind of cute and everything, and just girls just being girls. But there was a very bad one that went down in PE up on the stage. We had separate coaches for the boys and for the girls. We were out on the gymnasium floor one day, all of us, boys over there, girls over there, because we're always segregated. Looked up to the stage and to my horror saw this dirtbag, utter dirtbag. I really can't think of a better word for what this guy was. Every year in the autumn, when school started, he would show up for possibly 2 weeks at the most before he would get himself kicked out of school. So that was something that always happened. We could expect that. No one liked him. Guys or girls, you just didn't, because he was just volatile. Just didn't trust what his actions might be. No one had any idea what he was going to do, except it would be something violent. But we didn't know who or what. Going back to the gymnasium at the stage, there's a dirtbag with one of the PE teachers. You could tell that he had pushed him. You could tell that he was starting some crap with the PE teacher. There was something unique about this PE teacher. He was completely bald. On the right side of his head, instead of his skull being round like all of ours are, it had an indentation. It was actually concave. Now, I'm not exaggerating, but something was going on with the skull that had been removed, and that's what it was. In other words, he didn't have any protection with his skull there. So if anything were to go wrong right where that skull was, he probably would suffer brain damage. So this dirtbag has his fists drawn back, and I noticed that it was up awkwardly high above him, and I wondered to myself, no, he's not going to try to hit him right in the head, is he? Oh, yes, that's what he was aiming for. The other male coaches saw this, and they rushed up to the stage because they're going to take this kid down. He is not going to punch this guy. They're not going to let him. This particular PE teacher, whose name escapes me, I just can't remember, was motioning for them to stay back, stay back. And they couldn't understand because they're out chomping at the bit to get this brat away from him and out of the school. And he wanted him to hit him. The coach is standing there just waiting for the dirtbag to walk over and punch him so that he could get kicked out. Maybe the cops get called as well. And that would end his little tenure at our school for that year. He wouldn't be allowed back in until next year. It would resolve the problem of having this dirtbag walking around the halls and getting into a fight with a student or somebody else when they weren't expecting it. So that's exactly what happened. The dirtbag took a swing. And I know that the rest of us girls, especially, were freaking out because we've not seen this at school. You don't see fist fights like this. When he punched him, it was all over. The guys jumped on him. They just jumped on him. They got him down on the ground and everything. And then we were dismissed out of the gymnasium portion and just went into the locker room. So we never saw that kid again. Thankfully, he was just done for the year. But I don't think I ever saw him again after that, if I remember correctly. He was on the 6-year plan, so there were many attempts to get him just to graduate. Thank you so much for listening. I'll have some more stories in the future, so we'll talk to you next time.